Okay, so we are done with the gaming test of the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and now it is time for the S24 Plus first, because I think if we want to compare between the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 and also the Exynos 2400, we should compare these two phones because the screen resolution of the S24 Plus is very similar to the Ultra, and the size of the phone, I think it is more comparable, and the S24 Plus also got a vapor chamber size increase. I'm not quite sure what's the exact amount, but I'll just leave it on the screen here for you guys to see. And with a bigger vapor chamber means that it is gonna fill up more space of the phone. And as we have already talked about in the S24 Ultra's gaming test, the vapor chamber is covering somewhere between the top of the phone to somewhere around this part here. So this entire area is the vapor chamber, and I'm not sure how's the S24 Plus is gonna be, and that is why we are doing this test. So I'm just gonna leave all of the box aside and let's get started with the Galaxy S24 Plus. But first we have to do some setup steps because it's a Samsung phone and we have to do a lot of stuff. So firstly, we should enter developer mode. I'm sure you already know what to do. Hit the software and then build number, hit until it says developer mode is enabled, then go all the way to developer option, scroll somewhere near the bottom and find something called GPU watch. Enable this, you will have the FPS, CPU, GPU utilization as well as the render resolution. This is important because Samsung is the only phone that allows us to monitor the render resolution of whatever is viewing on the screen. And then we should go back to here and then we head into display. Now for the case of the S24 Plus, it did get an upgrade in terms of the screen resolution. So we are getting the same exact screen resolution as the Ultra this time, this one. So we are getting 3120 by 1440 pixels in resolution. So it's the same as this. But when you unbox the phone, it is defaulted to Full HD. So you have to make it to QHD manually. Remember to do this. And once we're done with that, we have to confirm 120 Hz, okay. And then head into Gaming Hub, press more, go into Game Booster, scroll down, Labs, Alternate Game Performance Management Mode, remember to enable it. I have already enabled it here, okay. And then head into Galaxy Store, download game plugins. I already searched for it here, so I'm gonna press on it. Download game plugins, this one. Once you have downloaded it, then you have to download the second part of this thing, which is Game Booster Plus. I also have it downloaded already, so I'm gonna enable this. This is to raise the render resolution of the games. So I will show you the render resolution later. So let's just take Genshin Impact for example. Inside here, we have quite a lot of stuff, but what I will do is to disable frame booster because frame booster, it might cause issue in some games. I'm not quite sure what it will happen with this phone, but I'm just gonna disable it. So apply to all games. Remember, we're using all of these settings. So graphics quality 100%, that is your render resolution. Finally, we can head into Genshin Impact, which is this one. So just to confirm with you guys here, the render resolution of Genshin Impact on the S24 Plus is 1872 by 864 pixels. And for the S24 Ultra, wow, the focusing, yeah, this is also at 1872 by 864 pixels, which means it is directly comparable. Remember, the S24 Plus is using the Exynos 2400. You can see there, Exynos 2400. Now that we're in the game, I just want to show you what graphical quality that we're using. So settings, graphics, we are at the absolute highest graphical settings as we can see here. So I'm just gonna double check for you guys. Highest, 60. Okay, that's the settings that we're gonna use. So wow, okay, the GPU utilization immediately hit 100%. That's surprising. But the frame rate is quite commendable. We're getting somewhere above 50 FPS right now. I'm not sure what's the temperature gonna be later, but it is looking good. So let's do some boss runs because I do need to farm some material. Oh, wrong steps. Restart, restart, restart. Wrong step, wrong step. Wrong rotation. Okay, so what you saw just now was when I teleported, the game crashed. And I think I know why. Because GPU watch just doesn't work well with Exynos chips. So you know what? I'm gonna transition to another one, game plugins. We're gonna use something called PUBG. This is an alternative to GPU watch. I just like GPU watch more because we can actually see the render resolution, but PUBG will still serve us the same purpose. We can still see the FPS, so we will use this for this phone, at least for Genshin Impact. So for PUBG, it's the usual. Enable this, go inside, and then we can do some customization. We have to allow it for, we have to allow some permission here. Once that's done, so once that's done, we can see FPS, CPU, GPU utilization, and temperature, but of course, no render resolution. We will turn it back on another game, but it's just Genshin Impact being not playing well with Exynos and also GPU watch when they are both mixed together. So yeah, let's just use this. Okay, this is not good. Okay, now time to test out the stability again. Teleport. It doesn't crash, so we can confirm that GPU watch is not playing nice with Exynos and Genshin Impact. The same thing happened to the S23 FE, but that's another topic for another day. So let's go and fight the boss again.
Absorption test. Nova, get them! Stand clear. Inazuma shines eternal. There is no escape. Shine down. Shine down. Enhanced animal model 75. Teamwork is dreamwork. You're toast. Nice and spicy. Torn to oblivion. Going in. Like a leg. Game set. Over. Go Bishop 2. Feels as light.
Wrong step, but okay, no problem. But somehow I think the Exynos is performing better. We're getting 60 FPS still. I'll go back to where I was with the S24 Ultra just to give it a better look. I will also use back the same theme. We're definitely getting more higher consistent average FPS compared to the S24 Ultra, even though in the case of the Exynos 2400 here, it is still thermal throttling at about 45 degrees Celsius, 44 degrees Celsius, and we're still getting above 50 FPS, which is amazing. Remember the S24 Ultra at the same render resolution, it is dropping to somewhere around 30 sometimes. 40 something is the average that I will give the S24 Ultra. Yeah, even though the render resolution isn't displayed here, it is actually the same as the S24 Ultra as what we have shown earlier. We have not disabled that Game Booster Plus, so it is still running at the higher render resolution. It's just surprising to see Exynos 2400 is performing so well compared to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. In this case, I'm not quite sure if I should say that it is more efficient, but perhaps it is. We will wait for our full review for more battery tests and we will include it there. And preliminary tests, I would have to say the Exynos 2400 is real good. I'm surprised. Even though the GPU utilization is near 100%, it doesn't actually get bottlenecked by the GPU, so we're getting really nice FPS, and there's no stutters, at least no extreme stutters or frame drops for a period of time.
Strike a pose! Enhanced animal model 75. Absorption test. Animal. Let's keep going, team. My apologies. Yeah. Final warning. Shower you with praise. Let the world collide. Take flight. Embrace the ice. Strike a pose. Stay clear. Engaging.
Oof. Pokemon, okay, yeah, Pokemon can handle it. So yeah, real good FPS. I've been playing the game for about half an hour right now, and the temperature is ever so slightly increasing. We're at 46 degrees Celsius right now. I think it is already at the absolute maximum. As far as I know, the thermal headroom of this phone is 46 degrees. That is the absolute maximum. But we'll still stay around to see if it actually thermal throttles and see how much it thermal throttles.
Add as. Thank you for. Let's light it up. And step. Strike is one. Teamwork is dreamwork. Here comes the catch.
So yeah, surprisingly, the Exynos 2400 is better than the S24 Ultra with the same render resolution of 18 something something by 8 something something. I don't remember the exact number, but yes, even though we don't have GPU watch enabled because of that bug, we still have PUBG, and we can see the FPS, CPU, GPU utilization, and it's good. Exynos comeback maybe? I know a lot of people will hate me and don't believe me when I say Exynos is good, but what we've shown here, Exynos 2400 is actually good for Genshin Impact. Let's try to take the temperature. The 44 degrees Celsius here is actually the chip temperature, but I'm not sure about the surface. As far as I know, it should be somewhere around 42, 43. So the thermal cam says the bottom front here is at around 38. Okay, not too bad. Middle here 40 something, 40.7. That's surprisingly low. Then at the top here is at around 41. This is where the chipset is located. Oh, I saw 43. So okay, we can get a 43 degrees Celsius there. Not bad, I would say. I mean, that is to be expected because as reported here, it is at 44 degrees Celsius. But what about the back? So beside the camera bump here is gonna be the hottest because that's where the chipset is. For the something, I saw 44 just now, but it jumped to 42, 43, somewhere around there. Somewhere around the middle is gonna be lower at around 40 degrees Celsius. Okay. Then around the bottom here is at 30 something, 37, which is, all things considered, quite good in terms of temperature. I suppose Samsung can increase the thermal headroom just like the S24 Ultra. They could have improved the thermal headroom so that the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 can perform better, but that will also mean less efficiency because the 8 Gen 3's efficiency curve is quite bad in a way that you will get diminishing returns once you hit past a certain level of threshold, as in really bad. I'll just leave you the link on the screen here so you can check it out for yourselves. And yeah, I'm just impressed with the Exynos 2400 this time around. What a comeback. So now let's move on to the next game. So now we are at PUBG Mobile, and unsurprisingly, because of this game's very bad optimization, we only can run it at 720p, and we cannot increase the FPS. 90 is the most that we can get, but it's the lowest graphical settings, actually the same as the Ultra. So let's just proceed with this.
Head toward this point.
Whoops.
Don't give up. Your teammates can still recall you.
Yeah, I'll just watch them play. So as you can see, this Galaxy S24 Plus, yeah, the PUBG Mobile is just really unoptimized. I don't know why they want to lock you down to 720p. So that is what we get. And also, for this game, 90 FPS is not gonna be an issue for most modern chips. I mean, I can't say the same for those lower end chipsets, but yeah, Exynos 2400, 90 FPS, smooth graphical settings at 720p, no problems at all. This game is just really unoptimized. You know what, I might as well just skip to the next game because this game is just real bad. Okay, so for PUBG New Sate, we do have 90 FPS, okay, and ultra graphical quality. We will also set this to high, and the HD textures are downloading, so I will wait for that. And these are all of the settings that I'm using. I will wait for this to download finish and then I will use it. So after changing all of these graphical settings, we have to restart so that we can change the render resolution to 1784 by 824, slightly higher than 720p. So let's just hop into a game and see how things. Why did I drag it to 100%? Anyway, let's go into a game. So for PUBG New State, I think the frame rate is pretty good. We are getting above 80 FPS while we are driving. It did dip to somewhere around 80, 70 something, 80 FPS. I shouldn't talk and play at the same time because I need to shoot people. But yeah, the frame rate is real consistent when we are not running around. I should get out of here, the bomb is coming. But yeah, overall still a very smooth gameplay and no issues at all in terms of PUBG New State. We'll just drive around some more to see what happens. Yeah, overall real good frame rates on PUBG New State. So you know what, let's move on to the next game. And now let's take a look at COD Mobile. This is real surprising because when we tested it on the S24 Ultra, we do have the Ultra option here, which is 120 FPS for what's that again? 120 FPS for multiplayer, 90 for everything else. But here we can only go max. Okay, we will use max, but as you can see, we can also increase the render resolution as we enable super resolution. So as you can see here, it's 1560 by 720. Once I take this, it changes to 3120 by 1440 pixels, which is the native resolution of this phone. Also, this music is horrible, so I apologize on behalf of COD Mobile. Unfortunately, COD Mobile isn't exactly stable with GPU watch, so once more we have to disable GPU watch and use PUBG. Oh!
Contact with enemy. Enemy down. Hardpoint contested. Reloading. Cover me. Target down. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Enemy UAV spotted. UAV online. Hardpoint contested. Killer car. Enemy UAV spotted. Friendly predator. Friendly hunter-killer drone. Hardpoint contested. Friendly shot coming. Hardpoint contested. Let's go. Let's go. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested.
Yeah, so even though, okay, yeah, unfortunately we cannot enable the 90 FPS. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately we cannot enable 120 FPS option. The game developer just hates Exynos, I guess. But yeah, 60 FPS consistent, not gonna be an issue. Still a very good experience and also very sharp graphics thanks to the native render resolution of 3120 by 1440 pixels. As for Mobile Legends, yeah, the graphical settings is exactly the same as the S24 Ultra. So the Ultra setting here is grayed out. If I change to high, then I cannot go back to Ultra, but I don't know what's the graphic quality right now, so we just leave it at that. And high frame rate, which is 60. So we just hop into a game, confirm everything real quick.
Smash them. All troops deployed.
The render resolution is rather high, 2808 by
Bad guys.
1296.
Let the shining star show you the way.
Oh god.
Bullseye! The gun represents justice when pointing at the bad guys. That once little girl is gonna save someone. Initiate retreat. Hey! Stop right there! An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. That once little girl is gonna save someone this time. You have slain an enemy of true power. Ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Ally has been slain.
Yeah, 60 FPS for Mobile Legends. Really no issues at all for most phones nowadays, so we'll just stay for a little while longer and then we'll move on to the next game because it's not gonna change. It's 60 FPS all the way.
Mom sacrificed her life for this city. I won't let anything happen to it. Ever thought about getting some time? Killing spree.
Yeah, so GPU watch is messing with me again, so I have to disable it and use PUBG for the entirety of this video because it's just getting on my nerves. So yeah, for the frame rate, if we want to go for 90 FPS, it will drop to low quality, which is unfortunate. So we'll go with 90 FPS. Here are all of the settings that we're gonna use. Yeah, let's just hit apply and jump into a game of the traditional battle royale. I don't know why Fortnite has so many different modes right now. Oh. What's with that frame drop? What? Seems like a bad idea to land near here. But I need a gun. Okay. What is this? Graphical glitch or what? And the frame rate seems to be at around 80 something. We can't reach 90, but still okay. And that is definitely a graphical glitch. So yeah, I don't know why this is happening. Maybe Exynos 2400 isn't playing well with Fortnite just yet. Maybe a future software update will solve this kind of graphical glitch and also get a more stabler FPS. I don't know, but that's Fortnite for you. So we're here at War Thunder, and the reason why I installed this game is because of all of these options. We have maximum here, 120 FPS, and also high ray tracing. I am very interested to see ray tracing quality and performance on the Exynos 2400, because on the S24 Ultra we can get somewhere around 60 FPS, but let's just see how far we can go with this Exynos 2400. Bro. Yeah, I just don't like the tank controls in this game. It's they try to be realistic, but it's very difficult to control. Ouch. I'm surprised we're getting 120 FPS. What? Is this for real? Is the ray tracing performance on the Exynos 2400 that good? I'm skeptical. I mean, the GPU is always pegged at 100%, but the FPS is surprisingly good. 100. Wow. Yo bro, what the heck? Sir? Yeah, that definitely is thermal throttling. Remember we were at about 100 FPS just now, so it has dropped to around 70 something now. And I think it will ramp up to about 100 something FPS again pretty soon. Yeah, we didn't even get to see it rise back to about 100 FPS, but I'm surprised Exynos 2400 is better in terms of ray tracing compared to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. And so that's it. That's our gaming test of the Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus with the Exynos 2400 chipset. Just to show you guys, again, I will disable this. Exynos 2400. I can say that for certain games, if it is supporting the Exynos 2400 properly, like Genshin Impact, it does run better than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 on the S24 Ultra. But then again, for developers to catch up to the current chipsets, as in to enable all of the graphical settings for the new Exynos 2400, that will definitely take some time, but that doesn't mean the Exynos 2400 is not competitive. I'm actually very surprised by the raw performance coming out of this chipset here. And yeah, in certain games, if it can play well with the Exynos 2400, then it can really shine, and it can actually perform better, or at least neck and neck with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and that is really surprising. We will do a lot more tests for our full review, so do subscribe. And the gaming test of this small S24 will come soon. And you might ask, since this is also using the Exynos 2400, why am I doing the test once more? Well, for a few reasons. Number one, the screen resolution of this is lower. I think it's 2400 by 1080 pixels, and that will also affect the render resolution of whatever we are playing on this phone. And that means we might be able to get even better frame rates on the S24 compared to the S24 Plus. So yeah, do subscribe for that. I'm really excited for more game developers to just make it play well with the Exynos 2400, because this chipset is amazing. The connotation of Exynos is bad. Nothing is bad forever, and Samsung really did improve their Exynos chipset. So yeah, remember to subscribe and also watch our gaming test video for the S24 Ultra. I'll link it in the description below and whatnot. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.